Your biggest financial enemy? Well, it isn't the government, it's not the economy, and nope, it's not your boss either. It's you. The entire fight is happening right between your ears. It's the programming you grew up with, the limiting beliefs you tell yourself, the stories you repeat. All of that stuff is the invisible walls standing between you and the life you actually want. So, look, if you get offended by hard truths, this is probably your cue to click away. But if you're genuinely ready to confront the sabotage that's going on inside your own mind, then stick around. Let's get to work. Okay, first things first, we have got to tear down the lies you've been told about money. I'm talking about the myths that are so deep, so ingrained in us, you probably don't even realize you believe them. The first block is a classic, this idea that money is the root of all evil. You know, it's actually the perfect excuse to stay broke. Because if money is evil, then being poor must be, what, righteous? The wealthy just don't see it that way. They get that money is just a tool. It's like a pair of scissors. You can use them to create a masterpiece or to cause harm. The tool itself is totally neutral. It's the intention of the person holding it that counts. Now, this slide here, this really gets to the core of a huge mindset shift. The scarcity mindset is obsessed with cutting, saving, shrinking. But think about it. No one ever built an empire by clipping coupons. That kind of focus just shrinks your world. The wealthy, on the other hand, they're obsessed with expansion. Their question is always, how can we aggressively increase our income streams? See the difference? Society basically taught you that all debt is bad, but they left out a critical secret. Bad debt? That's when you use credit to buy liabilities, things that lose value, like a new phone. But good debt? That's using other people's money to acquire assets that actually generate income for you. This is literally how billionaires build skyscrapers. And this right here is the ultimate trap. When you work for a salary, you've already put a hard cap on what you can earn because there are only 24 hours in a day, right? The golden rule is to stop working for money and start building assets that make money work for you 24/7 while you sleep. All right, let's move into our second section because you'll see how this all connects. Even if you understand the myths we just talked about, these next blocks are what actually stop you in your tracks. This is all about the psychology of doing nothing. Ah, yes. These three are like the unholy trinity of failure. You've got magical thinking, just waiting for that lottery win. You've got the victim mentality, blaming everyone and everything else. And of course, seeking shortcuts, chasing those get-rich-quick schemes. They're all just different ways to avoid the one thing that actually works, taking responsibility and doing the hard work. This quote, wow, it brilliantly points out one of the biggest action killers out there. The fear of what other people will think. It's crazy, but people will literally abandon their dreams because they are terrified of being criticized by people who have zero, and I mean zero, impact on their actual lives. You know, so many incredible ideas just die in the prison of perfectionism. People wait around forever for the perfect time, the perfect plan, getting lost in tiny, meaningless details. But in the real world, what matters is moving, taking action, making progress. Just remember this. Done is always better than perfect. This one is so sneaky because it disguises itself as wisdom. A losing society teaches you to be realistic, right? So you don't get your feelings hurt. But a philosophy of real success demands the opposite. It demands you set goals so high they're almost ridiculous, because that's what forces you to operate on a completely different level. Okay, on to our third section. Let's talk about that internal force that can drain your bank account faster than almost anything else. And that is your own ego. This slide basically lays out the express lane to being broke. It starts with believing the world owes you something. Then it moves to spending money you don't have to satisfy every little impulse. And the final, fatal step is becoming so arrogant that you think you know it all and you just stop growing. The key takeaway here is simple. You only get what you earn, period. I mean, this comparison says it all, doesn't it? The poor stay poor by blowing every dollar on designer clothes and flashy nights out, all to impress other broke people. The truly wealthy, they stay rich by living as if they were poor and reinvesting everything they earn back into their assets. Your ego wants you to focus on the material stuff you can show off, but real lasting wealth is built on invisible assets. Your network, that's your net worth. Your health is the engine that drives everything you do. And your personal brand, that's the trust that opens doors you don't even know existed. All right, we're at our final section. If you've taken in these hard truths and you're still here, well, you've earned the right to hear about the final and maybe the most dangerous mental block of all. So after all of this, what is it? What's the one block that sits at the very root of all the others? The one that can totally sabotage you, even if you get everything else right. This is it, that deep, paralyzing fear of failing, of looking like a fool, of just not being good enough. This is the single biggest thing that keeps people playing it safe their entire lives, never taking the kind of risks that are absolutely required for massive success. And this quote just captures the true cost so perfectly. I guarantee you, when you're older and you look back on your life, the failures won't sting nearly as much as the regret. The agony, really, for the chances you were just too scared to take. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you've seen these mental blocks laid out, plain as day, which one of these invisible chains are you going to confront and break, starting right now? And if you're serious, I mean truly serious about confronting your own limits and breaking these chains, I want you to prove it. Go to the comment section and write one word, abundance, in all caps. Yeah, it's a code, and most people won't get it, but we'll know. We'll know your commitment is real. Thank you for investing in yourself today.